Hey everybody, this is Evan with HedgePulse.com. In this video, we're going to go over updates that we've made, improvements that we've made, and just give you a basic walkthrough on how to use the app and some of the indicators, things like that. I'm just going to start off in the top left and work my way down, try to go through each page real quickly. You know, those of you that have been waiting on this video for a minute, I apologize. You know, my perfectionistic side of me has been driving me nuts with trying to make this video. But anyway, here it is. It's finally out. Let's start in the top left. These are key gamma exposure levels. All right. This left side is for this left chart, which is GEX OI. This is how every other company calculates a gamma exposure. It's the gamma exposure calculation using the open interest itself. This updates 3 a.m. via ThinkorSwim each morning. So the right side is today's traded only. What does that mean? It's the volume. Instead of the left side, we use open interest. This right side, we're looking at the volume from today only. Now, I do not mean today's expiration only. It includes every expiration that you have loaded between these dates here. Okay. Now, just FYI, you see any gray box like this with the outlines, it is a drop-down menu. You can change everything. Like here, you can change to Vanna. You can change the tickers here within the command center. Now, in the command center, it's different than Stock Center A, Stock Center B. That is just because we convert these levels for the SPY to the relative futures, okay? We do QQQ to NQ. We do IWM to the Russell, DIA to the YM, USO goes to crude oil, and gold goes to GC. So we do have all those available as well. You can change the number of strikes here. Also, down here at the bottom, for these, I just leave it set to daily. When we go to the stock center and you're looking at stuff like Tesla, I have that set to weekly, just because they only have weekly expirations so far. But anyway, in another update that is not out yet, but I'm working on it, things like DIA do not have daily expirations in the way that SPY and QQQ do. So I'll just show you, for example. I'm going to change this to DIA. You're going to see the start date change. This is going to be in a coming update. Hopefully it'll be out by the time you see this video. You'll see the loading icon here. If you've used HedgePulse before, you know we used to have to go to this loading screen. Don't have that anymore. So that is awesome. Finally got rid of that. And it also got rid of this stubborn error that we would see a lot of the time. In the middle, we have tick matrix. Now, the tick matrix, we're looking at the NYSE as a whole, NASDAQ as a whole. So each of these have over like 2,000 different companies in them. SPY, as we all know, has 500, S&P 500. QQQ is 100. All right. The AD ticker. This is similar to tick, but it's from the open of the day. The tick is, like every second by second, basically. How many stocks ticked up versus ticked down in the last transaction, right? The advanced decline ticker is how many are just up from the open of the day versus down. The AD volume, similar from the start of the day. It's looking at the buy volume versus sell volume, advanced versus decline volume, okay? Right below that, we have the volatility matrix, which is 1 day, 9 day, 1 month, and 3 month. Then we have the vol percent change. And we also added the VVIX, which is right down here. This will turn red if it's above 110. In a nutshell, that just means shit is hitting the fan as we speak. All right. So let's see. Right here, we have another couple of added things that we just added recently. We're looking at all the options that are available up here, like what I was talking about. So SPX, SPY, QQQ, DIA, IWM, Gold, USO. Then we also have XLC, XLP, XLF, XLB, XLK, the utilities, so forth and so on. All right. Below this, we have the advancing versus declining tickers for the S&P 100 or NASDAQ, the volume of the advancing and the volume of the declining, and how much capital that has been. All right. So, and then here we just have the today's range. So the outline is how high it's been or how low it's been. We have option volume imbalance versus the 5-day average. So this is looking at the past 5-day average calls and puts and just basically showing you, okay, where are we at in relation to that average? All right. If you have the ThinkorSwim indicator, if you click this button, that's how you will copy the levels to, let me get this pulled up here. That is how you will copy the levels to this indicator. All right. So you hit this study button, you just click here, highlight this, and paste, and you're done. Okay. Nice and easy. You don't have to go in and manually type it out. So hopefully we'll have more indicators like that for those of you that use stuff like TradingView, things like that. But we do not have that as of right now. It may be on the website by the time you're watching this. Feel free to check it out. HedgePulse.com, go to indicators. Anyway, you do need to leave this open until you have that copied and pasted, but just click OK when you're done with that. All right, on to the stock center. It's pretty much the same. Now, let me go back to this real quick first. We convert the SPY and the QQQ information to the relative futures in real time and to the tick. Okay, so 570 right now in ES is 57.80.75. Now it's 57.81. Okay, so you see this updating. All right. Now, one other thing we did add is the percentage for how much we're up and down on the day. So that's nice. And these sliders right here, you may be wondering what those are for. This just controls the brightness, okay? This controls the brightness of the charts. So there we go. Try to not blind you all. So in the stock centers, you can select it from a drop down, okay? And we have about 1,500 right now, a little over. You can go through all of those, or if you want to see Tesla, I already have it loaded. Just hit TSLA, and there you go. All right. Now, over here we have Microsoft and Apple. So this is nice. You can already have preloaded, your favorite stocks for the day, basically. All right. Now, down here, we do have this is just information in the middle on the market breadth matrix, as I call it, here in the middle. And then we also do have the top 20 highest notional traded options summed by date. Okay. So some of our users like to call this the pressure gauge, which I like that. I like that idea. But anyway, that's a quick walkthrough of the stock centers. For the options activity page, up here at the top, you can select from this drop down. Let's say you want to look at QQQ. What is it showing? Okay, you can go through all this. Now, each side right here is the middle. We got calls on the left, puts on the right, and three different categories. So we have the highest notional value, the highest unusual activity, which this 22 means 22 times more volume have went through versus the open interest. And then we have just the highest volume itself. Okay. So there's been 97,000 options traded of this 484 strike call in QQQ today. Same thing with the put side. Now, as you scroll down, we have everything else that you have loaded. So we've got, right now we have Tesla, NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Apple, and then the SPY and Q. So just a quick little way to view that. You go to this GEX expected move tab. We have another brightness bar here in the middle. We also have settings where you can change the put call ratio threshold. So this just determines how green does it get, or, is it dark green, light green? Just read through this and that'll help you understand that. Same thing with the skew threshold. But real quick, I'll go through this stuff in the middle on this one. These are just the today's traded and the OI of everything, so you can see it all in one place. But in the middle here, we have expected move high and expected move low, right? So what we're looking at here is the at the money, the price of the nearest expiration that you have loaded, the at the money call and the at the money put. Okay, we're adding that together and adding it to the current price and subtracting it from the current price. So let's say the combined price of the at the money call and at the money put is 50 cents for each. The expected move is then $1, right? So we would add that dollar to this price and subtract it from this price. I hope that makes sense. So if the expected move is less than the distance to the PG or the NG level that we have, the PG or the NG level, right? Then it will highlight it green or red, depending on which one. So basically what that means is if it is green or red and we hit the PG or the NG level that day, if you bought the at the money call and the at the money put, you would still make money. So you could trade non-directionally, theoretically, and still make money. Okay? Just to keep that simple, that's how that works. Put call ratio, it's your standard put call ratio. If it's above 1, that means there's more puts than calls that have been bought. The skew percentage is we're looking at one standard deviation away from price, and we're looking at the price of the options based on the implied volatility. If the skew is red, that means the puts are trading at a premium versus the calls. If it is positive, that means that the calls are trading at a premium versus the puts. Okay. Also down here, if you click this link here, this will take you to this page where you can get the indicators and yeah, nice and easy. These are the settings for the ThinkorSwim indicator. So if you want to see the open interest level names, or if you want to see the today's traded level names or the first green, first red, or not, you can check that on and off, and that will automatic. So you don't have to go into the settings and change it. Okay. You can also copy the levels to ThinkorSwim from right here as well. Next, position size. Now, I just want to say I'm about to get into how to set up the NinjaTrader indicator, so stick with me. But position size calculator, let's say you got a $50,000 account, you want to risk 1%, that's 500. Okay, so you cannot change this number. But if you only want to risk, say, 250, all right, or 200, don't do that. Say you want to risk 200, okay? You're trading futures. Let's say you're trading the NASDAQ. All right. The tick value is $5. So we put $5 right here. The tick size is 25 cents. Let's say you want to risk $10. That'll allow you to trade 2 contracts. This is based on the percentage, right? If you want to base it on the dollar amount, you have 200. That will allow you 1 contract. Now, if you switch to use macros, it's 10. Now, if you switch to stocks, neither one of these boxes will matter when it comes to the calculation because we just base it on a penny value, okay? So that is a quick way to use the position size calculator. Now, for the NinjaTrader indicator, to set this up, nice and easy. You go here, so make sure you have the correct time zone that you're in. Okay. Now we have everything from Hawaii to Bangladesh, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, yada, yada. We added that. We also added some more times. So after this time, the options that expire today will no longer be included in the calculations. So if it's after in Eastern time, say 3:45, 15 minutes before the close, we will remove the options expiring today from the command center, stock center, so forth and so on. Okay. Now to set this up, you want to create a folder, just an empty folder. the way that you do that, just right click, go to new folder, HP levels, whatever you want to name it. Okay. That's all you need to do. And just know where this is saved at. All right. Anyway, you go in here. When you click that, you will see this pop up. It just popped up on my main screen. But you would click select folder here. You're going to see a pop up. Okay. Now you would go and select that folder. And then this, if it's checked, uncheck it and recheck it. You're going to see all of these files go to that folder now. All right. So if you want to, if you update, if you click yes, you will see that. If you click no, it will not run and do this until the next time. So in my case, the next time I have is 2:30. It's 12:23 right now. At 2:30, this will run and it will create the files that you need. But if you want to go ahead and create those, click yes. Also, if you want it to update, say every 15 minutes, uncheck this and recheck it. Now, to start this, you have to recheck these boxes every time that you start HedgePulse, or it will not load. Okay, it's not going to automatically do it. You have to check the boxes every time. Now, as long as HedgePulse has stayed open, it will continue to run. But if you close it, like let's say you close out HedgePulse in the morning, you come in, you open it up, come to this tab, all this should be set up. If it's not, just make sure you go to the top left, hit file, save, and then when you open HedgePulse, load recent save. But anyway, yeah, do this, check that box, and then you can change these times to whatever you want, okay? And this one at the bottom will add 1 minute. So if you want it to redo it 1 minute after the open, you can do that, or 9:35, whatever. Or if you want it to do it right after this time, set it to that. Make these two boxes match, okay? Now, once you do this, that folder will create files like this, and it will just continuously add the information to the files. Now, let's take a look at this in action today. Okay. So I'm going to pull up NASDAQ. Okay. So here we have NASDAQ from today. All right. I have it set to the today's traded levels currently. But this is the HedgePulse NinjaTrader GEX indicator. All right. As you can see, this NG and PG from today's traded have really been respected really well. Like, it just so happens that this is what's happening today. I could not show you a better example. But there are other indicators that you see here that we're going to be coming out with soon. This one here is a scalping indicator. It looks at how many buys, how many sells have happened on this candle. It will show you a percentage like it's showing here. The total volume, what has the average volume been for the last however many candles you want to look at. And then how many seconds are left in this given candle. Below this, we have cumulative delta, which these arrows that you see are related to this indicator, this cumulative delta indicator. Basically, all that means is if it's an up arrow, it means there was more buying than selling, but the candle was red. And if it's a down arrow, it means there was more actual selling than buying, but the candle is green. So it's a divergence. Okay. This indicator at the bottom is keeping a history of this indicator, essentially. So you do not have to have both of these on your chart, but in a nutshell, this is just showing you the volume imbalance to the upside or the downside. And if it is highlighted green or red, it means it was above average volume. Okay. So here you can see we had some above average buying and then we go up. Okay. Here we had some above average selling and, you know, we just go back and forth throughout the day, but these are more so scalping indicators. But I'm also looking at the 30-second candle. Sorry, I need to probably move this. Give me 1 second. There we go. Much better. So now you can see everything. But yeah. Let me pull up ES and show you how do you change this. Okay. So I just copied I made a duplicate window of the NASDAQ chart we were just looking at. But we have ES pulled up. Okay. So you go to indicators, the HedgePulse Companion GEX indicator is what we've been going over. I want to look at ES though. So I type ES there, hit apply. Let this load up. All right. So here we have the S&P, the ES. Okay. And you want to see where all the levels are? Just there we go. Okay. Nice and easy. Try to make it as simple as we could and automated. And this has been a game changer for me personally. But to make sure that this works, there are a couple of things that you need to do. So first off, when you're in NinjaTrader, go to tools, go to options, go to market data, and make sure that show tick replay is checked. Okay, that's right here. Press OK. And then when you're in the data, right click, go to data series, go in here, tick replay. This does not need to be on for the GEX indicator itself, but these indicators, these other ones, tick replay does need to be on. Okay. Otherwise, it's just going to start from here and go forward. All right. So, anyway, there's NinjaTrader, and there is how to get all the time settings set up. One other thing I do want to go over. When you open the app, you should see this page. It's the how-to guide. In a nutshell, you need to make sure that this is set to 3 within ThinkorSwim. Otherwise, there may be a day where, say, NVIDIA has earnings or something, and you can't see the gamma exposure information. Plus, this just gives you more detail, more accuracy. And for those of you that use Vanna, I would just use the volatility smile approximation because it gives more consistent data. The individual implied volatility sometimes returns 0, which is going to throw the Vanna off completely. So just stick with the Vanna smile approximation, which is set up here. Anyway, that is a quick walkthrough of HedgePulse. If you need any help or anything, reach out to support@hedgepulse.com. We've got a Discord. We've got a Facebook. Anyway, sign up. Go to hedgepulse.com. We have a 7-day trial for $2.50. And if you don't like it, I will give you your $2.50 back. Okay? But I think you'll like it. Anyway, give it a shot and be smart out there. Try to manage your risk better, trade better, and just make more money. That's what this is all about. See y'all around.